everyone, Patty here. I'm a full-time reseller. Today, I'm going to share a what sold video. Now, in this video, I want you to keep in mind some of the jewelry items that I had sold in here. They are from all different types of thrift stores. They may be mom and pop stores. They may be Goodwill stores. I'm not exactly sure, but they're all thrifted items, not all at one place. So they're not all on Shop Goodwill or Goodwill Blue Box. They could be in a Goodwill store, they could be in a Salvation store, they could be in a mom and pop store. Please keep this in mind. And I also want you to know that when I buy this jewelry in bulk, literally I am paying pennies on a dollar. So when I go over these items, I'm not gonna give you a price. It's just gonna be it's gonna be under $1 per jewelry item that's sold. Now, it's not all jewelry. I just wanted to give you a heads up before I get into this video. So let's get into this video. Now, this isn't all the items I sold. This is just a few items to give you an idea of some things that you can sell. And you know what? You don't know if you can sell those items unless you list them. So these craft seed beads, these were in a craft jewelry box. These I sold. There were, I forget how many packs in there. There were little packs of beads. I was just gonna, keep them in my box for whatever, but I thought, you know what? I have so many of them. I'm gonna list them. I think there were like 30 some boxes. I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't look at I don't remember what I put in the listing, but these, this lot sold for this lot of glass seed beads. Now, they were vintage. They sold for $49.99. I had watchers right away on it. When I got up to 6 watchers, I thought, you know what? I'm not going to lower the price on it. So I stayed there. When I got 6 watchers, I got that sale. This grape Tootsie Roll plush, this sold for $19.99. I paid $1.99. These pink rhinestone earrings, these sold for $14.99. Pennies on the dollar. 14 karat gold emerald bracelet was gotten in a jewelry box with a whole bunch of other jewelry, literally pennies on the dollar. I had it listed for $174.99. I had someone offer me $149.99 and I took it. I held on to it for the longest time. I was gonna keep it for myself, but I decided to sell it and I'm happy I did. Very, very pretty bracelet. But you never know what you're gonna find in these boxes. This wireless keyboard, I had gotten in a box of leftovers for $3 at an auction, and I paid $3 for all the leftovers. This sold for $19.99. This Christopher John plaid dress, this sold for $59.99. Look up the sold listing on these colorful, bright, and this was a big dress. I got it in a lot off of Nick Pick Thrift on Poshmark. This 75th Ranger Regiment pendant. This was only about this big. It was in a box of jewelry. I sold it for $49.99. It was a pretty cool item to find. And I love finding this stuff that I don't know nothing about. I like the history behind some of these things, especially when I find stuff, related to the military and things. This vintage rose pendant. Now, this was like a porcelain rose on this, but it was kind of big. But anyway, it sold for $19.99 in a box of jewelry. I purchased it. Earring silver Bahamas pendant, only about this big. This sold for $34.99. And again, that was in a box of jewelry. This Calenda Junior Knight's dress, this sold for $39.99, and this was in a big bag I got last year for $5 of clothes. So I paid. Our Coventry Basset Hound necklace, this sold for $19.99, and this was in a bag or a box of jewelry. This Gap jacket, this again was in a bag lot of clothes, and this sold for $17.99. This Estee Lauder bracelet, this was in that new and carded or tagged jewelry haul that I just did, and I'll post the video up here so you can watch it if you like. But this sold for $17.99. It sold probably the next day after I listed it. This vintage turquoise and freshwater bracelet, this sold for $24.99. This vintage Christian Dior necklace. This sold for $75 and it was in a bag or box of jewelry. Pennies on the dollar. Now I did have to do some research on this because I didn't see it, and then what I did was I didn't see that particular necklace when I put it in Google Lens. So I looked up vintage in the research. I Googled vintage Christian Dior marks, and this is how I found that this was actually a vintage Christian Dior necklace instead of like a more modern one. So this men's Alaska hat, this I paid $3 for, and it sold for $19.99. I like picking up the hats that have states on it or countries on it because sometimes there's like a market for them. Polycraft Christmas tree. This sold for $54.99, and it was this big, again in a box or bag of jewelry. Serving tray, this was made in Italy. This was mine, so I didn't pay anything for it. I had it for years. Sold it for just the tray I sold for $19.99. Bakelite bracelet. Remember I did a video on testing Bakelite a while ago? This sold for $54.99, and the customer was very happy with it. I'm so happy. It was so pretty. This green glass bead necklace. I wasn't so sure about this one. It was kind of like, but I cleaned it up real nicely, and I made the glass sparkle on that. You know, I cleaned it up nice, and it did sell for $17.99. This dog ring holder. I wasn't exactly sure what it was. I put it as a ring holder. I thought, what else could it be? This sold, it was in a box of jewelry. I sold it for $39.99. This vintage 14K plated marked SA necklace. This sold for $49.99. I have under plush. I knew this would sell. If you see plush and you could get them at a good price and they have a football team or any kind of sports team, I do recommend picking them up. This one sold for $24.99. This did still have the tags on it. This camping hat, this came in a huge hat haul. This sold for $14.99. And with this video, hopefully it gives you some encouragement to get those items listed. I will talk to you later. Take care.